10,000 BTU portable air conditioners don't really have 10,000 BTUs of cooling capacity. So how does that happen? Well, the truth is that portable air conditioners are inefficient. They generate heat while they work to cool. How do they generate that heat? Well, first of all, portable AC units, especially single hose units, take the air from the room that they are actively working to condition to cool their condenser. On this unit, you can see the condenser is behind the grill here. So the unit is taking that air from the room to cool the condenser. It then exhausts that hot air out through a duct, through a window bracket to the outdoors. However, it doesn't work to replace that air in any way. So what happens is an area of low pressure is created inside of the room that is actively working to cool. By comparison, outdoor air is at a higher pressure. So that hot outdoor air is constantly pulled into the room due to the pressure differences that the portable AC unit itself creates. We call that outdoor air that is being pulled into the room infiltration air. Now, the second major inefficiency here involves the duct itself. The duct installs onto the back of the unit here, and that duct carries hot air. The duct is made of a thin plastic material that heats up, and so the duct itself radiates heat back into the room that the portable air conditioner is actively trying to cool. So between the infiltration air and the heat added by ducting, we have two sources of heat that the portable air conditioner itself generates while it is actively working to cool. And the fact is that traditional methods for giving you a particular BTU number, a particular cooling capacity, does not take into account those two inefficiencies we just mentioned. At least it doesn't take it fully into account like it should. So we have a new metric that has only been implemented recently, in which that new metric does take into account these inefficiencies. That new metric is called seasonally adjusted cooling capacity. And SACC does take into account those two inefficiencies. And what we see is that units that have maybe 10,000 BTUs by the old metric now have many thousands less BTUs by the new metric that takes into account those inefficiencies. So 10,000 BTU units become 6,000 or 6,500 BTU units. In any case, let's take a look at the 10,000 BTU models currently on the market and see where they stand in terms of comparing the different SACC values for different models. So immediately it's evident that there is quite a bit of variance here in the SACC values. So what does that mean? That means that even though all of these units are 10,000 BTU units, the actual cooling capacity, the real world cooling capacity, the seasonally adjusted cooling capacity varies quite a bit between different models. We have highly efficient models that have a high SACC value, and we have highly inefficient models that have a low SACC value. At the bottom of the list here, we have a Frigidaire unit and two Honeywell units. Those units all have 5,500 or less BTUs on the SACC scale. And we do not recommend any of these units. If you are interested in any of these particular models, we do not recommend them. At the top end of the scale, we have two LG units. We have a Black Decker, we have another Frigidaire, and a NewAir. At the very top of the range are two LG units. Now, the difference between these LG units is not much. If you look at the model number for the first, it's LP1017WSR. If you look at the model number for the second, it's LG LP1018WNR. And really, the 18 and 17 numbers are the primary differences there. The one unit was made in 2017. The second unit was made in 2018. Otherwise, these units are essentially identical. They have very similar specifications, and they both have the highest SACC value of any 10,000 BTU unit currently on the market at 6,500 BTUs. So if you are interested in a 10,000 BTU unit, if you're looking for the best 10,000 BTU unit currently on the market, we recommend either one of those LG units. The Black Decker is a strong third place. So is the Frigidaire and the NewAir. However, those we consider alternatives to those top rated options. In terms of other specifications for these units, in terms of other attributes, understand that all of them are similarly priced. All of them have a similar size, a similar weight, a similar noise profile. All of these units generate quite a bit of noise, and they generate a similar type of noise. So there's not much distinction to be made there in any of those other categories. The primary distinction to be made here is in terms of the seasonally adjusted cooling capacity, and we've already outlined here how certain units do quite poorly on that front while other units do the best. So again, the top rated units here, the units we would recommend as the best 10,000 BTU units by the old metric, are the LG LP1017WSR and the LG LP1018WNR.